had you hold it. Are
we done with Romans?
Yeah, we're done with that.
Sirach what chapter was it?
Sirach chapter 3, verse 1.
This is Sirach chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter, that ye may be saved. For the Lord hath given the father honor over the children, and hath confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons.
Right, so going back into your father and your mother, just to balance it out, you are to respect them. You are supposed to be doing, the things that you as a father or as a son or a daughter would to their father and the mother. Okay, go ahead.
It says, verse 3, whoso honoreth his father maketh an atonement for his sins, and he that honoreth his mother is as a one that layeth up treasure.
Yep. Go ahead.
Whoso honoreth his father shall have joy of his own children, and when he maketh his prayer, he shall be heard.
Yep. So the Most High, he does look out how you treat your father and your mother. So how you are, if you're good to your father and your mother, how you're gonna be towards Yahawah Shem Yahushua. It's like they say, like people say, watch a man how he treats his mother, and that's how he's gonna treat his woman. Right. There's some truth to that. Okay. So it's the same thing with Yahawah Shem Yahushua. Go ahead.
It says, he that honoreth his father, verse 6, shall have a long life, and he that is obedient unto the Lord shall be a comfort to his mother. He that feareth Yahawah Shem Yahushua will honor his father, and he will do service unto his parents as to his masters. Verse 8, honor thy father and mother, both in word and in deed, that the blessing may come upon thee from them.
Yep. Every day. Or not every single day, but I'm saying every day. But whenever you got the chance to do it, it's throughout the year, not on this specific day.
That's right.
It's just plain. That right there in Sirach chapter 3 is self-explanatory. Okay? But to balance it out, we're going to continue to read. We're going to go to in the book of Proverbs. But you can keep reading.
It says, verse 9, for the blessing of the father establisheth the house of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations. Glory not in the dishonor of thy father, for thy father's dishonor is no glory unto thee. For the glory of a man is from the honor of his father, and a mother in dishonor is a reproach to the children.
Yep.
My son, help thy father.
Because your parents, they can go off, man. They can do some wicked shit. And that could follow you. You know what I'm saying? And you're not supposed to honor their actions, but you're supposed to still be a son unto your father and your mother. Go ahead.
It says, verse 10, glory not in the dishonor of thy father, for the father's dishonor is no glory unto thee.
Yep.
For the glory of man is from the honor of his father, and the mother is in dishonor is a reproach to the children.
See? So there's a balance to everything, man. Just like they tell we tell our kids, want them to be right, be good, be respectful, and then you give them something in return for you see that good behavior. If they do contrary to that, what happens? You're like, man, you ain't getting shit. You ain't been acting right. But in a sense, like I said, there's thin lines. You ain't gonna just be bowing down unto your father and your mother when they're always going off. You're always going off. They're mocking, scoffing at you because of what you believe. You separate yourself, man. But in your mind, you still love your father and your mother. You ain't gonna in your mind. You're cursing your father and your mother and your father. Not that. But if you have to separate yourself, doesn't mean that you don't love your parents. It's because they're going off. You know, there's a balance. You know? Go ahead.
It says, verse 12, my son, help thy father in his age, and grieve him not as long as he liveth. And if his understanding fail, have patience with him, and despise him not when thou art in thy full strength.
Yeah. So you're supposed to help your parents, huh? You know? Go ahead.
For the relieving of thy father shall not be forgotten.
Yep.
And instead of sins, it shall be added to build thee up. In the day of thine affliction, it shall be remembered. Thy sins also shall melt away.
So the Most High is looking at all the things, man. How we treat our neighbor, how we are with our parents, how we are with our children, how we are with our wife. You know, it's not just how we are with the brotherhood or with the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? He's looking at it all, man. He's looking at it all. But he's not, I'm telling you right now, he ain't looking at this day for good. Because this day is highly esteemed above men, amongst men. And the Most High hates that.
Verse 15, in the day of thine affliction, it shall be remembered. Thy sins also shall melt away, as the ice in the fair warm weather. He that forsaketh his father is as a blasphemer, and he that angereth his mother is cursed of the Most High. My son, go on with thy business in meekness, so shalt thou be loved of him that is approved.
Okay, start out that scripture again.
Verse 17, my son, go on with thy business.
Go on with thy business. You ain't going to be under your mom and dad all your life. You got to go on with your business. You establish yourself, you get your woman, you get your plate, whatever, you work, your children, you know, do your business. You find out the truth, you come out here on the highways and the byways. Go ahead.
My son, go on with thy business in meekness, so shalt thou be loved of him that is approved.
Loved of him that is approved, man. Who's approved? Yahawah.
Right.
He's the beloved, man, of the Father. Okay? Because for a time period, your mother they're gonna bring you up. Your father and mother are gonna bring you up. But after that, you have to go. But you always honor your father and your mother. But you're not always gonna be there with them. But right here, you are there in the spirit. You know. So you want to be approved with yahawah, man. But he's going to look at it all. Go ahead. I think there should might be a little bit more.
It says, verse 18, the greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord, Yahawah.
Right. So you'll find favor in the eyes of Yahawah. Okay? Because the Most High, that's what he said, that he was going to seek. Let me bring it out. Read it one more time.
All right. This is Sirach, chapter 3, verse 18. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself.
The more humble thyself, right? So this is Jeremiah 5:5. I will get me unto the great men, and I will speak unto them. For they have known the way of Yahawah and the judgment of their power. But these have altogether broken the yoke and burst the bonds. So the Most High is seeking out great men. But great men that have these characteristics of compassion, of wanting judgment to be played out, of wanting us to rise up to stand at the defense of the gospel. You know, I watch all these brothers that are on the highways and the byways, you know, being one men, and I'm like, I think to myself, like, man, these young brothers, they have a love for the Bible, for what they heard, which moved them. Before they heard us brothers on the highways and the byways, they were already in the scriptures. I know they were. They were talking about it at home. They were going to churches, you know, to these houses, you know. But when they fell across the brothers, that's what pushed them to that next level of coming out to the highways and the byways with the true understanding. Because it's not so different from myself. You know, it's like, man, you know, the Most High is seeking great men. You know, even though we're young, like some of the brothers are young, but they still have that fire, that zeal, that they want to stand up for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. They want to fight for something. That's good, man. You know? They want to put away childish things and show themselves men. That's what the Most High is looking for. Men. That you have something inside you that you don't know the Most High is going to turn on for you to do what you got to do, man. Not to be like all these damn people, not like the scriptures say, follow not a multitude to do evil. You ain't going to be following that crowd anymore doing Father's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, all that extra shit. You know? You're gonna be in the business of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, your father.
That's right.
Like Yahweh Shai said, I'm here to do my father's business, man.
That's right.
So read that one more time in Sirach 3.
Come. Sirach chapter 3, verse 18. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself.
Right. So the greater you are, the more humble you are. Okay. And that's what the Most High is looking for. Great men that know His ways, that know His judgments. Just like us, we understand Father's Day, we understand Mother's Day, we understand America being set up as the superpower as it is right now. We know why. You know?
It says, and thou shalt find favor before Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua.
Yeah, you're going to find favor before Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Why? Because you obeyed Him. You obeyed what He told you to do. Okay? That's the whole point. You didn't know, the Lord ain't coming back and be like, okay, you obeyed your father and your mother. That's a small part of it. But to balance it out, that's why I had the brother bring that out. That's a small part of it, man. Because you can have a wicked father and a mother, and you have to be away from them. You have to hate that wickedness. You have to go away. Yahweh Shai said, he that hated not his father, mother, brother, sister, wife, children, could not be a disciple.
That's right.
You know? So, read Psalms 27 and start at verse 7.
Is that it?
You can drop that one. Yep.
Psalms 27.
Psalms 27 and verse 7. This is going into King David. King David, you know, we know that he had a father and a mother, just like Yahweh Shai. Okay, they had a father and a mother, an actual father and a mother. The King David, he was a great man, right? But he was but he was a great man.
This is Psalms 27 and verse 7. Hear, O Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, when I cry with my voice, have mercy also upon me and answer me.
Yeah. So King David is seeking Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. He didn't seek his mom and dad. Okay? He sought out towards his heavenly Father.
Verse 8. When thou sayest, seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, thy face, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, will I seek.
Yeah, so that face is talking about the mind frame of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, his thoughts, his ways. Not his actual face. His mindset, his laws, his commandments, man. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 9. Hide not thy face far from me, but put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast bid my help, leave me not, neither forsake me.
Read that part again. You have been my what?
Thou hast been my help.
Thou hast been my help. So King David is confessing and letting us know who has been his help. Go ahead.
Leave me not.
Leave me not. Okay? Go ahead.
Neither forsake me.
Neither forsake me. Because our father and mother, they can forsake you.
That's right.
I've known, you know, men, they're men now, but going into our childhood, they didn't have a father and a mother, man. They were by themselves. They either lived with the grandma They didn't have a father and mother. They still to this day don't have a father and a mother. In prison, dead. You know?
It says, neither forsake me, O power of my salvation.
Yeah, so Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he's their salvation. He's the elect salvation, man. Their redeemer. Who was to be glorified and honored, man. Go ahead.
It says, verse 10, when my father and my mother forsake me, then Yahawah Ba'Hashem Yahushai will take me up.
See? Because you're not always going to be under your mother and your father, man. Right. It's like Yahawashi. Yahawashi was already at the age of 10 to 12 years old when he separated himself when they went to Jerusalem to honor the Passover, or to observe it. And he went into the synagogue with the other the teachers of the law.
That's right.
And he was already at a mind frame of understanding, man, that they were amazed at. So he was already trying to go on his own and do his thing. You know, like between the ages, yeah, I think between age 11 and 12 is where you start having feelings towards a girl, man. You're already ready to start experimenting in that area. You know what I'm saying? So you're already turning into a man in a sense physically. But Yahushua was he was already mentally matured, man.
That's right.
Because he was focused on his father's business, man. What did he tell his mother? Let me bring it out. Read that again.
This is Psalms chapter 27 and verse 10. When my father and my mother forsake me, then Yahweh Shem Yahushai will take me up.
Yep. So that's how it's supposed to be. Okay? And what does that mean? Is that you're going to honor and glorify them from here on out to the full extent as your one and only. Okay? This is Luke chapter 2, verse, I'll start at verse 45. And when they found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem seeking him. And it came to pass that after 3 days they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions. So for 3 days, Yahushua was missing. Right? That's what it said. Right? He was missing, man. He was in the temple, speaking with the doctors, with the teachers of the law. It says in verse 47, and all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold. So right there, was the Lord disrespecting his parents? No. So don't be an asshole and simple.
That's right.
Okay? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing, crying. They were in a state of grief because they thought their son was missing, man. Which you all would think that too. You ought to be upset. Right? But Yahushua, it's going to say right here. And he said unto them, this is Yahushua speaking, as a little boy. How is it that ye sought me? Wist ye not that I must be about my father's business? Right. And that word wist it means to see or to know. W-I-S-T. Is to know ye not that I must be about my father's business. So Yahushua already knew the business. All right, the bee's knees. People are, I don't like that saying, but that's what I mean when I said the Yahushua already knew the business. It was his father's business. Okay, just like all his brothers, we know the deal. We know what we signed up for. Whether our parents, our mothers get offended in the days that we don't call them on these days, so be it. Because we're about our father's business. Yahushua, he wanted to do what it was in his spirit to do, be at the temple and learning. And his parents, I'm pretty sure they thought he was being that it was disrespectful or rude that he made a move like that, right? But it wasn't a sin unto him. The scriptures say in the 10 Commandments, honor thy father and thy mother, right? So it wasn't that the Lord was going against that commandment. It's nothing like that.
That's right, because it even says that he was approved.
Yeah, he was approved.
If he's approved, then that means he was
accepted.
Right, accepted.
Yeah, by Yahawah, his father. Yahawah is the one that even gets you to follow his son.
That's right.
And his son is that conduit, that mediator between us and Yahawah, man. And Yahawah is our father. Yahawah is like our big brother, which is he's our savior, man.
That's right. That's right.
So Yahawah knew who his father was, who his mother was.
That's right.
So you got something?
It said, yeah, because it said, forsake me not. You know, speaking about the Most High and Yahawah. That word forsake means to quit or leave entirely, abandon or desert. Now, what happened to Yahawah when you read it? You know, they abandoned him, not purposely leaving him, you know, but they forgot. 3 days without Yahawah. You know, but the Most High always keeps those little ones in his mind, man. He's always looking after them, you know, and that's your father. That's the one that you want to be looking for, you know, not the father that calls you up only for 2 minutes on a birthday or what have you, you know, but the one that's constantly there for you,
watching you.
That's right.
Protecting you, guiding you in the valley of shadow of death.
That's right.
Like the Lord's prayer. Lead me not into temptation, but deliver me from evil.
That's right.
You can't depend on your father and your mother to do that. So this day here today, what is the date? Today's Sunday. Y'all brothers know, but I'm gonna bring it out. Right. June 16th, 2019 is not the day. Okay? This is a day to pull down strongholds, which is the holiday called Father's Day, and to uplift this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which is Yahawah.
That's right.
And proclaim who our Father is, which is Yahawah. Okay?
And that's why Deuteronomy 33 says, there is none like unto the power or God of Jeshurun. You know, there is none. Mm-hmm. That means you shouldn't hold anybody above anything else, man. But
exactly.
Yahawah.
Don't put nobody on a pedestal, man. Nobody. No one. Go ahead and read that one in Psalms. Jump down to verse 11. All the way down.
Psalms 27, verse 11. Teach me thy ways, O Yahawah, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies. It says, deliver me not over unto the will of mine enemies, for false witnesses are risen up against me, and such as spread out cruelty.
Yahawah did the same thing when he was praying in Gethsemane, in the what do they call it? In the Mount of Olives, before he was handed over unto the Israelites to be ultimately crucified by the Romans. He was praying unto Yahawah, his father, to let that cup pass from him, man. Basically, deliver me from my enemies. You know, he didn't call out to his father Joseph or his mother Mary. You know, so keep going.
It says, verse 13, I had fainted unless I had believed.
He would have fainted, meaning he would have gave up. He would have got weak. Right? What?
Unless I had believed.
Unless he believed. Go ahead.
To see the goodness of Yahawah in the land of the living.
The deliverance. Well, that's what he means by the goodness, by the salvation. There's no other good fit. The feeling that you get when you're delivered out of a bad situation is priceless, man.
That's right.
You're like, damn, how did I get out of this situation?
Yeah.
You know? That's what King David was saying, man. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Wait on Yahawah, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on Yahawah.
He's going to strengthen your mind. That's the word heart is loud. We're talking about the mind. He's going to strengthen your heart. A lot of you people out here, y'all weak-minded, man.
That's right.
That's why y'all follow the traditions and the customs of the land. That's why you do what your daddy Esau tells y'all to do. That's why at your jobs you're the yes man. You're the fucking you know, the one that bows down to them, and you don't want to speak up for yourself. That's what the Most High is looking for out here. We speak up for ourselves. We speak out for these people on this side, the Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, even the 2/3, man.
That's right.
But we know 2/3 got to be cut off and die. But we still speak up for them because what they go through, we've been through, or still go through.
That's right.
But primarily, it's about the elect, the brotherhood, man. That's it on there. Go to Proverbs 3:1.
Are we done with the Malachi?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Proverbs
it was just
3
that
and
one. Yeah, Proverbs 3:1. You know? So Yahawah Shem Yahweh Shah. What was that?
No, I was about
Oh, go ahead. You gonna say something?
No, I was about to start reading.
Oh, you
Proverbs
gonna
3.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, this is Proverbs 3:1. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee.
So going back to Deuteronomy Exodus 20 and 12.
12, 11.
Yeah. Going honor thy father and thy mother. That you're gonna have long length of days on the land. It's telling you right there what it is.
That's right.
What's gonna give you that time? That time on this land and in the time to come. Which is the law, statutes, and commandments, man.
That's right.
The wisdom that is compiled in this book.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It says, for length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon a table of thine heart.
So in your mind, man, spiritually, you got to consume this word, man, the law, statutes, and commandments, and walk in the spirit. Okay? It's not talking about walking in the ways of your mother and your father, listening to what your mother and your father tell you, what they believe is the truth. This is your father, your mother. Wisdom is likened unto a mother. Understanding is likened unto a mother.
That's right.
Wisdom is says you got to call it your kinswoman, your sister. So the laws and commandments is what's going to give you the length of days. So that's the spiritual aspect of it, the root of the understanding of that, man. The father and your mother aspect is carnal. What we see. But spiritually, the Most High is looking for this. The true worshipers that are going to worship Him in spirit and in truth.
Yahawah Shai, I can't find it, but you know, there was a man that went up to Yahawah Shai asking, you know, he was kind of like in a mocking manner. You know, a couple of them went up, and then one of them asked him, well, what can I do in order to seek salvation? And he said, well, what have you been doing? You know, and he said, I've been keeping the law since my youth. And Yahawah Shai said, this do, and ye shall live. You know, and that's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments with faith.
To Matthew 19. You want me to read it?
There you go.
Matthew 19 and 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is Yahawah. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
See, plain and simple, man. There's only one good, all right? There is none like unto the power of Jeshurun of Israel, the upright one, all right, which is Yahawah the Most High, all right? So if there's nobody else compares to the Most High, you see? So keep His commandments, all right? This do, and you shall seek life, man. You will find that life. Yahawah Shai will give you that tree of life, you know? And that's plain.
It's plain. This is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 6. If thou put the brethren in remembrance of these things, thou shalt be a good minister of Yahawah HaMashiach, and that's what we're doing. We're not telling you out here like they do in the churches. They'll read Exodus 12 or 20 and 11 and tell you honor thy father and mother means this day is what it's speaking about. But then yeah, they'll turn it around and be like, yeah, that means every day. We know that, right? But they're not going into the spiritual aspect of this book like we are. We're telling you what's going to give you the length of days and what's going to give you eternal life on this side and in the kingdom to come. It says, if thou put the brethren in remembrance of these things, thou shalt be a good minister of Yahweh HaMashiach, nourished up in the words of faith and of good doctrine, whereunto thou hast attained. But refuse profane and old wise fables. It says to refuse old wives' fables. Women like to come up with their own ideas about God, on what they believe God is about. You know, that's what I find. Like a lot of women have more courage in speaking about God than the men. The men kind of tend back and they watch and they're more quiet about it. But the women want to be the ones that first speaking about Jesus this, Jesus that. That's why the Lord. That's why it said, but refuse profane and old wives' fables. Because women are full of lies. They've been deprived of wisdom. It tells you that in the book of Job, man. The Lord impute understanding of wisdom unto a woman. It says, and exercise thyself rather unto godliness. So that's what you're supposed to be giving yourself over to is His word, man. It says bodily exercise profited little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that now is, and of that which is to come. So what is godly? Bring it out real quick here in the book of Romans. This is Romans 7 and 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy and just and good. Right. So that's just what it is. That's the spiritual aspect of Exodus chapter 20 and 11. Okay? Exodus 20 and 12, Salakia. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the earth, which Yahawah thy power hath given thee. Okay? Go ahead and read that one. And Proverbs. Or did you have another one lined up?
No, I was just going to bring Isaiah 33 or make mention of it. You know.
Go ahead.
It's Isaiah 33 and verse 2. O Yahawah, be gracious unto us. We have waited for thee, but be thou their arm every morning. Our salvation also. Every morning it says, be thy arm. That's right. What does that arm represent? Deliverance. Which is, who is his